everyone? It's Rajan, and I've got some great guests with me today. We're looking forward to some great conversation. Hopefully, they're going to educate me a little bit more on social media since they're kind of stars out there and they've got such a great presence. But I've got in studio with me Parrish and Erica with Real Brokerage. Thank you guys so much. Looking forward to just a great podcast today and a lot of great information. So thank you guys for joining me.
Of course. Thank you. Yes, I'm Parrish Williamson with Real Broker. You can follow me on Instagram at NYC_real estate_P.
And I'm Erica Williams, and I'm an agent at Real Brokerage. And you can follow me on Instagram at erica.crystal.
And we've got a lot to talk about today. We got to get really into it. What got them started, the whole shebang. So make sure you check it out. I know this is going to be a great one. So Parrish, tell me a little bit about what we were just talking just now, right? Because a lot of times when people put content out, they talk about the great things that are happening in life, right? Like, it's all like roses and nice, blue, wonderful things. But let's talk about the stuff that happens in real estate that people don't talk about, right? Issues with deals.
Right.
But this is why it's important to talk about it, because whether you're a listing agent or a buyer's agent, like getting the data is so important to making sure that deal gets to the closing table, right?
Correct.
So like in the situation right now where your clients are already in contract, they're already going through the mortgage process, title comes in for people in New York. Again, we always fear when we hear the word title report coming in, but title comes in. And now what's the situation? What's going on with the taxes?
Taxes are actually $4,000 over what were either put on the listing, but even from when we had a couple people check, what the taxes were. So now that they're coming in $4,000 above what we thought they were for the year, it's causing a little bit of a, tight squeeze for our buyer to qualify.
Right. And so if I remember correctly, you were telling me, like, again, the village taxes were,
the village taxes
accounted for, right?
Correct.
So, and again, look, understandably, that's why it's important for listing agents, when you're putting a listing out there, you've got to do your homework and you've got to do your due diligence and make sure that the information is accurate, right? Because, now your loan's going to work out and it's going to get done and it's going to close. Yes, it kind of made things a little bit tighter. The borrower's payment's going to go up a little bit.
Right.
But this could have been detrimental. It could have killed the deal because that person didn't do what they were supposed to, right?
Very true. Very true.
So for a lot of agents that are out there, it's important to understand when you're putting listings out there, taxes, whether the property's in a flood zone or not, like these are things that you've got to do your research on and you got to know. Because, when you have a buyer, and especially nowadays, and with the price points and interest rates and all that's out there, especially in, on Long Island, where taxes are a little bit on the higher side, that could kill a deal.
It really could. Property taxes are very important, especially for buyers agents, because we pay attention to those two numbers.
That's right.
We don't even want to waste time. We don't want to know that the bank is not going to approve this loan. So, I don't think anyone realizes that, but we pay attention to the property taxes to make sure that we can even put an offer in on this deal and not waste a second. So,
now you guys do a lot of listings as well, right? So tell me a little bit about, that side of things. Like when you guys do your listings, how do you make sure you do your due diligence with everything? And we'll get a little bit to the background of like you guys getting into the business and how long you've been in it, but you guys have seen a lot of recent success. I've seen all your content and everything you're doing, the listings that are out there. So like, how do you guys do things differently than other people that are out there?
Well, we were previously on a team where we were working on those listings. So I won't say that they were our direct listings. However, working with them, it's just a matter of communicating with team leader or the listing agent, understanding all the details. So, on that side of things, you're right. We want to know exactly what are the property taxes, what's the price, that we're asking for, what are the features, the amenities, what problems does the house have, everything like that. We want to already know that to kind of avoid any issues we can have when we do find the buyer that's just interested in the home.
Now, what do you guys think is helping to lead to the success that you guys have been having? I mean, obviously, I know you guys do a lot of social media. You're literally all over the place, right? Like, so you guys are like you've got properties and deals that you're doing in Brooklyn, in Queens, on the island, What do you feel like has led to that success? That's allowed you guys to really start to grow and have a lot more fruits and benefits to your business?
Well, I agree. Social media does play a major role in the success. Because it's able to reach millions of people, we are able to bring in a lot of those people watching, viewing, sharing. So all those take account into a lot of the success. Social media plays a major role.
And to piggyback off of that, for us, social media allows us to work with more people, more business. And I think that's the true part of the success, is the more you're in the business, the more you understand, what buyers need, what sellers need, how to properly put a house with a certain buyer. The more business you do, I can say, is the success. Like, the more you're in it, the more you're looking at listings, the more you're looking for clients, the more you're speaking to people about what the problems are that they're having purchasing a home or selling a home. It's just doing the work. And the more work you have to do, I think, gives you the opportunity to learn.
Gives you the experience,
and
right?
Gives you the experience.
Absolutely. And I mean, listen, you guys obviously, in just looking at your content, you guys got a lot of great chemistry in those videos. A lot of people look at it, you get a lot of views, but I feel like people can connect with the authenticity in those videos as well. Like, they can feel the realness, and you guys really genuinely care about what you do, and you care about the people you work with.
Yes.
Very true. When it comes to the content, there's certain things or strategies, or I don't even know how to say it, honestly, but there's certain things I will not market. As far as, for example, purchase a 2-family, live in one unit, rent out the other unit, and now you're going to start generational wealth. I've seen that a lot of times on social media, especially like during the pandemic years.
Yes.
And that's not something I want to market, because when we do the numbers, and if for regular people that just have their 9 to 5 and they're working, that 110 is not going to help them with the mortgage. It's not going to build generational wealth. Like, that's the honest truth,
right?
So I'll never make content to just bring people in. We want to teach people, like, how can you buy a house? How can you sell your house? And
I'm so happy to hear that you talked about that, because I felt like over the past couple of years, it's all been about, the social media side of things, right? Oh, you could be an investor. You could do the Burr method. You could build generational wealth. And, it's a lot of, and I hate to say it like this, but a lot of people out there selling the dream.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not actually living the dream themselves, but they're selling it to people out there. And so you've got people jumping in with the little bit of savings they have, and they're trying to buy these properties, especially, like, again, even on like the fix and flip side, getting into it, not having any type of experience with it, not understanding how to deal with, comps, understanding what you're buying at, what you're putting into the property, and what you're selling at. And people lost a ton of money. But that's because, again, you look at social media, it's like, oh yeah, it's easy, But, how many doors do you have, and all this other stuff. And, it's crazy, because I've always felt like, man, I don't want to do that. Like,